You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
Welcome to another episode of the OHL in 60 podcast. I'm Reece Doumani along with Colin Ward. If you can see Colin laughing on our video feed, that's because he is too fired up for something. But we've got OHL action to discuss for you here after weekend number 2. Got wrapped up on Saturday or Sunday. Jeez, days of the week, Reece. Grade 1. Figure it out. Be better, which is a tease for a segment coming up later on. But it's... week number 2 in the books for the Ontario Hockey League. Appreciate everybody tuning in wherever you're listening from, and of course in video form on the Armchair GM Sports Network. Jeez, it's a rough start for me. Holy crap! I feel like the Tigers in September. This is terrible. Oh my God! 7-17 in September. That's how I'm talking right now. That's tough. But we got the tiebreaker over Houston, the Trash Bangers, so we're good to go. Wardy is at least pumped about the Jays, even though they've won nothing but a division.
Hey, for only the second time in the last 10 years, so it's a big day.
First time ever. Tigers and Jays in the playoffs for the first time.
Yeah, we did that research this afternoon. I think that's why we've had it out on the blonde moments here at the start, Reece, just because we had a lot of research today with last time the Tigers and Jays in the playoffs at the same time. It's a big day, yeah. It was a big day yesterday for sure for the Jays, or Sunday for the Jays. There we go, Colin. Welcome to join the party. It's emotions are high. I mean, I've never saw it at home before them win anything at home. I mean, other than a Game 5 against Texas, which was a big deal, I guess, but pretty cool. It's pretty cool that the Blue Jays are now the runners. They own the American League East, not the Yankees, who blew a 7.5 game lead.
So to be fair, you guys did tie.
Yeah, but I mean, win head to head. Win head to head. Don't get
you're
walked.
Right.
Don't get walked.
Jeter
Jr. can't even field a ball at shortstop. Like Jeter Jr. shows how bad Derek Jeter was if you're calling him Jeter Jr. Like Yankee fans. You're an old franchise. I thought there would be something there to roll with the punches, but come on. You had hopes for that guy? He'd bat 9th on the Jays. Wouldn't even play infield. Andre Jimenez, who batted .208, and Andres Jimenez is a better player and more effective player at the major league level than Anthony Volpe. Jeter Jr. shows how bad Jeter was.
Can we talk about hockey?
Yep, clip it. Go Jays. Run the AL East.
Oh.
I can't wait to play Boston in the ALDS. Can't wait.
All right. So we've got a number of topics to discuss on this week's show, including the headlines from around the Ontario Hockey League. That's something we start out with, pretty well since the show started. So, there was a trade that went down. The GOHL dropped the OJ part or the J part.
I've been saying GO for the last 5 years anyway.
It's now the GOHL. I'm going to call it that, the GOHL. That's my thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call it that, the GOHL.
That's a cool one.
The Go Hockey League.
The GOHL.
The GOHL. Two-time podcast showdown champion, the OHL in 60 podcast. Not a big deal, but
clockwork.
Still got the banners. Yeah, we were just going through the motions. So, we've got a number of topics to discuss. I mean, Sudbury and London, the two winless teams, we're going to discuss them. You can see it up there, Terry O'Reilly's banner up to the rafters in Oshawa. They're going to run out of room on top of the Tribute Community Center. Maybe the renovation will give them a little bit more room That
expansion to the
we'll
rafters.
see. Yeah, they're going to run out of space pretty quickly. But players of the week announced as well on Monday. Spitfires, a wagon? I think so. We're going to talk about that for sure. Kitchener Rangers, Guelph Storm announcing honor or Hall of Fame, or I don't want to say Ring of Honor. That's not really a thing. But the Legends of the Storm exhibit for the Guelph Storm, the level of legacy for Kitchener. I like that they didn't put level of excellence like the Jays. Got to come up with your own thing. The level of legacy, I love that. That's a great
that's
name.
cool too. And that's so Kitchener. Like that's so like the Rangers. I mean, the organization. We talked about it last week. Like they just get it. And I mean, Guelph too. Legends of the Storm. But the problem is, Legends of the Storm. The only negative is if you look it up on the internet, it comes to like a book. So you got to look up Guelph Storm hockey level Legends of the Storm. But if you look up
Colin Ward Googling things to make sure everyone has it correct when they look. You see, just be better. There's a few things we're gonna air out that people need to be better. That's pretty well it. That's what that segment's gonna be. And then September champions. Month of September, of course, coming to an end on Tuesday. Power rankings come out. A lot of movement, to be honest with you. Two teams move up quite a bit, and some teams move down or stay down, deservedly so. So we'll touch on that when we get down to it. But Colin, let's start with the GOHL, or now the GOHL. I mean, it's a thing. I don't like the logo. And the biggest reason why is it's a little boring. Yeah, I'll give you that. But why do you have to? I get you're an OHL development league, but why do you have to put that in your logo? Don't you still want to be your own identity as a league? I don't know why you have to put OHL development league in there. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I wonder if there's a lot of funding from the OHL involved in that.
Oh, well,
the naming rights
easily could be. You're right.
Like if that's the case, I see why. But I agree with you. Like like I said, it kind of takes away of what the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League used to be. You know, like what the GOHL was. I mean, you grow up going to Junior B games. I mean, I remember going to a couple games in Brantford when the Alexanders were there, or not the Alexanders, the Golden Eagles, before going to Caledonia. And you know, like you go to games there, and they were really good. And you go to London, watch the Nationals play, and like. That was
Cambridge Winterhawks at Galt Arena Gardens.
Yeah, St. Thomas Stars. Like those, like, you know, it's independence of the league, right? And like, it kind of takes away from it. It kind of takes for sure. But I got to see what went on behind the scenes here though first. Like I said, I don't really know. Like if it's one of those situations where the Ontario Hockey League's behind it and the funding, well then I understand. But I like the history of the league, right? And it kind of takes away from that for sure. Plus, especially with the new era, like that's kind of a statement, you know?
Yep. Yeah. Like you said, it's like a sponsor. If the OHL's, helping fund the GOHL, I got to stop doing that. Funding the GO, then, okay, sure. That makes sense. But the GO Train.
I used to get a GO Train sponsorship.
No, that's our idiotic government in Ontario here with Dougie Donut. But no, I mean, when I started watching these games, like I said, it was at Galt Arena Gardens. The Cambridge Winterhawks were around when they still wore visors. I am still going to petition to bring that back. They should be wearing visors, not cages or fish bowls. But, and then there'd be the Guelph Hurricanes that were around. Obviously, the Kitchener Dutchmen were a team, which they're now the Air Centennials. And it's, it is a different era, which is nice. Different era of players. It's a different way of playing the game than when I was going to games in Galt, but
the OHA's changed a ton in total in whole.
Time. Yeah,
like look at the old Junior D days.
Yeah, the Delhi, Ontario.
Yeah, right.
Big
city.
The GOHL is no more. You said you have 4 traffic lights. Delhi's got 4 now.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, holy crap!
Oh yeah, it's a big city.
Like I said, turning into a metropolis of Norfolk.
Oh yeah, it's the capital. It's pretty funny though when I post about whenever Merrick Van Acker scores a goal, the Delhi, Ontario, and go on and on about the Delhi, Ontario. And it's funny seeing the comments when I call it a city, but it's what it is. The future capital of Norfolk County. Well, it is the capital of Norfolk County.
Yeah,
this nation's
right.
backbone. But
all right.
Built
The
character.
GOHL is no more. The GO is the future. It's now the Greater Ontario Hockey League for the Junior B Loop in, well, essentially southwestern Ontario. I think the most eastern team's probably Caledon, I believe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think it is.
Yeah, I don't have the map up right now.
So say geography, that's tough. Tough for us.
Yeah, if Al's brother had a map, then I would be able to. But no, I'm not gonna argue on that one. I'm pretty sure it is too.
Yeah. Next headline to get to: there was a trade in the Ontario Hockey League last week. It was between Kingston and Sarnia. So that's Kingston sending Ben Pickle to the Sarnia Sting in exchange for a 10th rounder in 2029. Colin Ward, what do you make of this trade?
Obviously, I like the trade for Sarnia. It brings in character. Ben Pickle's a high character guy, right? I think that when you watch the game on Friday night and you hear Sarnia talk about the trade, they're excited. They've heard great things from Kingston. I know Jimmy Gilchrist on the game on the weekend talking about the trade, mentioned on the radio about the character that Ben Pickle had. I mean, it's a tough loss, but the numbers being what the numbers are for the situations, right? And that's what happens in the Ontario Hockey League each and every year. And it's tough to see guys go. It's a hard trade to make for sure. And you wish if he was 19 years old instead of 20, you wouldn't have had to make the deal, right? So it's one of those things for Kingston. It's tough. At least you get something for him. And for Sarnia, I mean, high character for a young team that's kind of the same, like Sarnia is one of those teams where everyone's similar. Like they were one of those teams that you watched last season and you see it this year. A lot of guys that are the same, like they have a lot of guys that are very similar games, a lot of the same styles, same tendencies, and so on and so forth. So I think it's a good trade for Sarnia. You get in character and you'll never say no to character in the room. And also I have a thing for Brandon. Great friend of the show, obviously Josh Brown. Reached out last Wednesday after he's trying to help with the Al's brother situation. He came up with the BC.
Great.
Just BC.
All right.
Yeah, I don't mind that one.
More Josh Brown mentions. Farwell's going to be thrilled.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to love it. Shout out to Mike too. Mike's great. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Josh came up with the thing. So BC, that's not a bad one.
I don't know.
Standard, I guess.
B cap. I don't know. Do we just continue with the OG, the B cap? I don't know. What do we think?
Come in from the clouds. What do you think?
From the clouds.
I don't care. Whatever you guys want.
Oh man, we got to put it to a vote. Oh gee. All right, man.
I think
Twitter poll.
Twitter poll. Yeah.
That's the first Twitter poll of the year. Come on.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Is it BC, B cap? What is it? Other? Comment below.
I have something that had to be better than our Twitter poll has to be better than that.
I'm getting demoted to the fourth line now. I'm in trouble.
Oh yeah, big time.
Coming. Hey, Mondays. I know we record on a Monday night here. Mondays are famous for conditioning skates to start the week. So any of the guys listening to this, there was a recovery day today on Tuesday, which is good. That's why we release on recovery days. Don't want to do the cardio days, the harder days.
Yeah. We'll be all right though. It's okay. 3 teams naming their captains in week number 2 of the Ontario Hockey League season. Cameron Reed is the 60th captain in Kitchener Rangers history. The Kingston Frontenacs named Jacob Battaglia captain of their team for this upcoming for this season. It's not upcoming, it's here. And then the Steelheads naming Mason Zabeski captain for their squad for this season. So congratulations to all 3 of them. They're going to wear the C. I love the Rangers reveal, by the way, for Cameron Reed. Just the C. The C still looks sharp for the Kitchener Rangers. It looks unreal. So that was a nice way to announce it for the Kitchener Rangers. Yeah,
no, and you think about Cameron Reed, right? Like growing up in Elmer, London Knights fan. Now he's the captain of the Rangers, right? So that's that's a complete 360 from what you would think from growing up a Knights fan. But Cameron Reed's a great choice. heck of a player too, and by all accounts, a really good person. So good ad for the Rangers and the captaincy and getting him back. And I mean, the Rangers, tough one on Saturday in Owen Sound, but getting everybody back here and look for them to join Windsor as a wagon soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we might as well get to it then. Early wagons. This is kind of a continuation of our Overreaction Tuesday from last week's show. And it's something we like to do throughout the entire early part of the season. But the undefeated Ottawa 67s at 3-0 have a +10 goal differential through those 3 games. Windsor Spitfires are 5-0 to start their season. They've only given up 4 goals in 5 games, which is one of the reasons why Costanzo was goaltender of the week. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And the Owen Sound Attack, my surprise team, 4-0 to start their year, a +6 goal differential for them. They're the last team to not give up a power play goal. The Owen Sound Attack. They are at 100% on the penalty kill right now.
PK watch. Hey, your PK, right? Your best killer's got to be your goalie, and they got 3 of them that are capable of leading to success for that team.
Yeah, I mean, this might be a stupid question to ask, but of these 3 teams, Windsor, I think, is the clear. Yeah, they're probably going to keep some sort of pace like this up. They're not going to win 68. If they do, then I will jump in the Detroit
OHL?
River. But clip it, send it away.
Yeah, top one. No. I see some
cold.
octopi there. Yeah.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
There
We'll
it
throw
is.
them into Little Caesars Arena. We'll be okay.
Yeah. The road to 68-0 from the OHL. This graphic is iconic on the social media. Great work by the OHL social media team here, having fun with the 68-0 team. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, Windsor is probably going to keep up a really good pace. Again, they're probably not going to win every game, but probably. I don't think they're going to win every game. That's very hard, but almost impossible. But Ottawa and Owen Sound, is it just a matter of time for them, Colin, before things come back down to earth? Do you see one of these teams maybe keeping up this pace for a little longer? Like, what do you think of Ottawa and Owen Sound start? Because we're going to get to Windsor in just a second here.
Well, I agree with you. I had Owen Sound as my team to watch in the West, as my underachieving team in the Western Conference. I think Owen Sound, I mean, with the capabilities of their goaltending alone, are a home playoff series type team, no lower than 5 in the Western Conference, without a doubt. But yeah, I think Windsor out of the 3. Ottawa, I mean, it's an interesting situation. Ottawa's had a lot of guys play well here at the start of the season for them. Which I didn't expect, but obviously with the location, it's kind of hard to see their training camp. But they obviously had a good camp, and that goes with their coaching, right? Dave Cameron, you know what you're going to get from Dave Cameron. You know the structure that he has in the teams that he coaches, other than the World Junior team with players playing power play and that debacle. But I think that with Ottawa, you at the end of the day, you know what you're going to get from Dave Cameron structure-wise. Like it or hate, like it, not like it, whatever, you know what you're going to get from Dave Cameron. And I think that's why it's not really a surprise to see Ottawa have the success they've had here early. But I would say out of the 3, it was kind of the least likely to see Ottawa have this success. I mean, me personally, I didn't have them making the playoffs, and obviously it's only 2 weeks into the season. But for the Ottawa 67s, I mean, you got to be loving life right now from what you've had currently on the ice with the way they're playing and the structure that they're playing with. You got to be loving life right now for the 67s and your coaching staff and Dave Cameron, who is the ultimate hands-on coach, right? You know they're tinkering things. You know, I mean, all 20 teams in the league are tinkering with things, but I think that with Ottawa, you can see it in their lineup right now. And I mean, they have a lot of guys overachieved, so it's been a good start for them. But we'll see what they're like in the next 2 weeks, right? First month of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's stick with the Windsor Spitfires. I had already mentioned their unbelievable stat to start the year. In their first 5 games, they've only allowed 4 goals. Spellacy has been reassigned to the Windsor Spitfires from the Hawks. Huge. So that's another boost for the Spitfires. And we're going to tie a couple of topics in because Windsor-Brantford Saturday night. Adam Juracek has been reassigned by the St. Louis Blues to the Brantford Bulldogs as well. Spitfires are on a roll heading into Brantford. I mean, Brantford has blown out their last 2 home opponents in Peterborough and Sudbury. They get Peterborough again Friday before welcoming Windsor on Saturday to the TD Civic Center. So the Spitfires, 5-0 to start the year. One heck of a start for them. Bulldogs, 2-0-1, only had one game this past weekend, but this is our preview, essentially. We picked these two teams to be in the OHL Championship Series, and it's nice that most of the pieces will be back. We know there's still a few bodies banged up for the Brantford Bulldogs, but regardless, this could be a preview of the OHL Championship Series.
Oh, absolutely, it could be. I mean, both teams have definitely looked good here at the start of the year for what they've had to work with lineup-wise. They're well coached. Two organizations that have obviously they have a past of meeting in spirited head-to-heads. Even in the regular season, they've had some big ones. So it should be fun on Saturday night for sure. From the TD Civic Center, I think that Windsor, the excitement to have a full lineup for Windsor, you got to be excited, right? Like they've went a little longer than Brantford has with where guys are with Spellacy right up in the air, like with the injury he had at the start of camp. I think that Windsor, you got to be excited for that opportunity on the road too, right? You get away from your home arena. It's a character tester right away for your club. Yep. I think it's a great measuring stick game for both teams. And I know a lot of eyes around the league will be on that to see what the result's going to be.
I'm excited. I'm rushing from a Junior B game to catch this one at 4:00 in Brantford. Yeah. But if there's not 3,200 fans in the building, I'll be a little upset, but I expect there to be. Again, Windsor only comes once too. So that's another reason to go see the Spitfires if you're a Brantford resident or a Bulldogs fan, is these Western Conference teams, these high-powered offenses, the tough, strong defense. This is your only time to try and see them unless you make the trip to Windsor, which isn't always fun, depending on what time of the year you have to go to Windsor. So
yeah, last year was a snowstorm. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. The short-handed Bulldogs, to say the least, found a way to get a point somehow. But yeah, that game, yeah, that's how everyone's reaction is pretty well to it. So, it's going to be exciting for sure, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, and I know everyone else will be. This will be one of the most watched games probably this weekend. If we had a game of the week, this was probably going to be it. So, yep, it's going to be exciting on Saturday. Again, that's a 4:00 start at the TD Civic Center. So from teams on a high right now to start the season, we go to teams that aren't doing so hot. And the two teams that have not won a hockey game yet. And we're talking about the Sudbury Wolves, who are 0-4-1, and the London Knights, who are 0-2-2.
Going for the lottery.
Right.
Run the lottery. BC,
they won the
run
Men's
the
Cup
lottery.
And they're going for the lottery. Yeah.
I'm joking.
But again, this is kind of part of our overreaction.
I grew up one.
They each are on the board in terms of points. Sudbury's got that one overtime shootout loss. London's got a couple of them. So
game of inches.
Yay. But let's start with the Sudbury Wolves, Colin. We saw them on Saturday in Brantford, and schedule makers a little mean to the Sudbury Wolves to start things off. You go Windsor Thursday, Sarnia Friday, and in Brantford Saturday against a team, like I mentioned, the Brantford Bulldogs played one game, and it was that Saturday game against the Sudbury Wolves. So, again, we might be looking a little bit too far into it. Their first 3-3 came very, very early. Yep. But is there any concern from what we watched? We know it was a high-powered Brantford Bulldogs team getting most of the guys back, but the Sudbury Wolves have scored 7 goals in 5 games and have given up 26, which it doesn't matter what part of the season it is. Yeah. That's a bad 5-game stretch.
Well, I might as well get to it right now from later on the Sudbury Wolves, because they were one of the teams that I had to be better. And the Sudbury Wolves have already started 4 goaltenders this year in the 5 games. 4 goalies. Not a lot of teams start 4 goalies in a season. They've done it in 5 games. That's hard to do. And here it is. Prioritize goaltending. Prioritize it. I understand the start of the year. It is what it is. You're going to get guys adjusted. I know that 100%. But that's my point is they haven't had a solid goaltender in between the pipes since Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. They really haven't. They don't prioritize it at all. You look at their drafting, right? Their highest goalies drafted is Owen Leonard in the 4th round. 66 overall. Okay, I see that, right? But Finn Marshall, I will say he played the best game of his OHL career on Sunday in a 7-2 or Saturday on a 7-2 loss. He played a heck of a game. Last year, he probably gives up 10 in that game. He looked really sharp. He made 5 grade A saves in that game. The 7-2 loss is not on the goaltender in that situation for Finn Marshall at all. He played great. The loss is on the club. I thought last week the Sudbury Wolves in Niagara got outworked like crazy by the Ice Dogs. I thought the Ice Dogs, young players, that is, guys making their home debuts, outworked veteran players that were in the Sudbury lineup. That's kind of my approach to that. The Edgar first goal, when you look at the forward check by Reed, the turnover, right? Like stuff like that. Those are things that are, it's going to happen. You're going to turn the puck over for sure. But prioritize goaltending. They had a horrible trade deadline last year, and we already discussed that. I don't want a broken record with that, but they had a bad deadline last year, and instead of going out and maybe trading 2 picks for a guy named Braden Gillespie from Brampton, and who knows if they were involved in that or not. I hope they were, because that would have been a better ad than a potential future overager in Noah Roberts, and a guy that every single team knew was going to the NCAA in Henry Muse. Every team in the Ontario Hockey League knew. That's the stuff that needs to be corrected in Sudbury. And by last year, their debacle at the trade deadline, and that's why we will see what the results are this year. But prioritize goaltending. They have not had a goalie that you could say you 100% trust since Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. You can honestly say that. And we talked about this off air earlier, Reece. Troy Timpano, the last one that really, like, before Luukkonen, that you could other than Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Alaziz was there, like.
Yeah, so what we did earlier is we went and looked at what when was the last goalie that played 100 games for the Sudbury Wolves? Get it out.
Yeah.
There you go. Now Luukkonen was going to the NHL. He's only going to be here for 1 year. We knew that. That was pretty obvious. But
he gave him stability for the year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's exactly it. But like in terms of goaltenders that played the most amount of games born 2000 or later, that's Mitchell Weeks at 95 games. The next closest, Nate Karachek at 88. So then we went a little further. Okay, who was the last one that played 100 games in their Sudbury Wolves career? And you have to scroll all the way back to 1990 born goaltender Alan Valaket, who played for the Sudbury Wolves from 2006 to 2011. Yeah, sick name, by the way. Had to get that in there. But, sorry, I screwed that up. He is the second most. The next closest, or the most recent, born in 1999. Geez, Reece, get your math right. 1999 is after, 1990. Good one. But that's Jacob McGrath. From 2015 to 2019, where he was dealt at the deadline to the Niagara Ice Dogs. That is their last Sudbury Wolves goaltender to play 100 games in his Sudbury Wolves career. Yeah. And again, I wouldn't say it happens often for a lot of teams, but there have been a lot of goaltenders who have worn a Sudbury Wolves jersey since then. Like it's been a heavy dose of different guys coming. We saw Brassard come over from the Q, one of the most awkward goaltenders we've ever seen play the game of hockey. It just seems like it's a constant rotation of just, next guy. And it's like, okay, well, at some point you do have to draft somebody fairly high to see if you can have them around for 4 years. Maybe they have that now, but when you have 4 goaltenders, your young guy is probably the odd man out. So, it comes a time where you have to say, like, Sudbury's not going anywhere this year. Sorry to break it to you, Sudbury fans. It's not going to happen. When do you say, hey, we're going to start the young guy and give him experience for the future when we're ready to win again? I think that conversation is going to have to happen around Christmas and into the trade deadline.
Well,
because
100%.
you can't run 4 goalies, especially when 3 of them are 06s, but you've got an 09 that you drafted in the 4th round waiting to get his opportunity. And if he's drafted in the 4th round, I would hope you have high expectations and you would expect him to be one of your goaltenders of the future. When do you make that happen? When do you make Leonard your number 1? When do
Yeah.
you put him in on a regular basis? And again, it doesn't have to be regular. Split him 50-50. But if you want him to be your goaltender the next time you're ready to win, he's got to play more than 10% of the games. You know, you would expect for him to play more.
Goalies, all
I think you got to make that
100.
decision. Yeah.
Yeah,
You got
like
306s and an 09.
Yeah, like you got to make that decision sooner rather than later. And obviously, you don't know what you have until the 15-20 game mark anyway. But for Sudbury, you hope Villeneuve gets back healthy, and you hope Walton comes back ready to go because they need some help right now for sure. Because unlike London, the team will get to in a few minutes. Sudbury hasn't gotten those guys in the lineup, right? And that goes hand in hand with it as well. I think you have a different result in some of those games as well. You think about the Sarnia game, right? Like, there's games where if you had those guys in the lineup, it could be a different result. They have solid players, and Provorov looks good. Gonchar looks good. But those guys are Euros. They're getting adjusted to the game, right? Like, they have the pedigree for sure, but they're getting adjusted to the game in OHL life. You need your core back together here, though, in Sudbury to have the chance. 100%. I think their lineup is better than what their record is right now, in my opinion. I really do. I think that if you have a healthy lineup,
I don't.
Other than their goaltending, I don't trust their goaltending. That's why I go to their goaltending. I think with their lineup, it's not a team that's going to win an OHL championship. It's not a team that's going to have home ice advantage, but it's a team that should be 6th to 10th in the conference. I mean, 6 is, I could see as the ceiling with a Villeneuve healthy. He's a point of game player. Walton's a point of game player. I mean, it's one of those teams though, Sudbury, right? And it's been like that for a while. When they're good, they have 4 guys, that are over point of game players that are contributing, right? But when they're not, there's only 2. And that's kind of what the Wolves have been for the last little bit. But I think Sudbury could be okay if they get guys back and get something figured out. I don't think they're like I said, I don't think they're a team that misses the playoffs. But I also don't think they're a team that gets home ice in the first round either.
Yeah, it's hard to. You're right. There's 2 big names that are missing out of the Wolves lineup. So
we'll see.
Take it with a grain of salt. But you got to get going. The guys have to step up. They have to.
5 games. The next 5 games will be a telltale for their guys. You see the adjustment period. You'll hope you see an adjustment period, right? But and then after that, you get guys in the lineup. You got 10 games to prove it. Then you know what you are. Then you know buyer, seller as you approach the deadline in Christmas. That is in 20 games. Then you kind of approach that, and you know what you have. You know what you are then.
Next up, the London Knights, 0-2-2 to start their season. Only scored 7 goals in 4 games. Difference between them and Sudbury is, though, the Knights have given up half the amount of goals that the Wolves have. They've only given up 13, which is pretty wild, too. But I mean, we're probably going to overreact about the London Knights. I think that's pretty obvious. 7. Yeah, but they're going to figure it out, right?
Oh, yeah. Remember a couple years ago, they were 0-4?
Right?
Remember a few years ago, they went to the OHL final, right? And they went 0-4. Them and Kitchener. The worlds were ending in our town and in London. It was over. But, yeah, the Knights will figure it out. They have a loaded lineup. I mean, the Sam Dickinson situation is what it is. It's been on the wall for the last year about him making San Jose. Their lineup is their lineup. I think it's definitely good enough to be a top half of a league team for sure. I mean, you have potential goalie of the year in Medvedev, who already signed a contract in the National Hockey League as a goalie, which is hard to do nowadays, like that as a goalie who's not a first round pick, sign like that right away. So congrats to Alexi on that. But you have Jared Woolley, you have Henry Brustevich, you have Sam O'Reilly come back. You have a lot of pieces here of potential, but they did have a lot of guys that are making their debuts, right? They have a lot of guys. Their top half of the lineup are a lot of returning guys, but their bottom half are a lot of new guys, right? So you're kind of getting a little mix here, a little gel. Don't be surprised to see Dale Hunter, who's been famous for this. You might see a guy on each line with a rookie this week coming into their games. I think they win a game this week for sure. I really do. I think the panic button does not press for the London Knights until 2 weeks from now. 2 shows from now, if they don't have a win, well, then it's panic time. But until then, what's the worry about the London Knights? I mean, the London Knights are going to figure it out. they win a game this weekend, they're only 2 points out of first place probably. Like, it's early. Like, you win a game, you're in last. You lose a game, you're in last. You win a game, you're in first. That's just how it goes nowadays at the start of the year. The London Knights are going to be fine. You know they're going to be very skilled. You know they're going to have their imports come in and be guys. They're going to be fine, the London Knights. I agree. I think there's more panic on the Sudbury Wolves by a large stretch over the London Knights. The London Knights, there is no panic. I don't think there's any panic, serious panic around the Ontario Hockey League about the London Knights either. I think it's all panic from media who dream in the Midwest division and around the Ontario Hockey League in general, who dream of the London Knights having a bad season and being in the draft lottery, but that's not the case.
Yeah. Another headline to get to, the Oshawa Generals, like I mentioned, they're going to have to make some room in the banners or in the rafters for the amount of banners that they're hanging up there, because Terry O'Reilly's number 17 went up to the rafters at the Tribute Community Center on Sunday.
Sunday.
8th number to be retired by the Oshawa Generals.
I can't believe so long.
Like, I've got
a
trivia question for you guys. Who's the last player to ever wear 17 for Oshawa?
Oh, man. Leighton? No, it's not him. Is it Leighton Moore?
Nope.
Dang.
Did it just happen?
It was last season.
Oh, Torrance.
Luke Torrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke Torrance. So, veteran for the Generals. Yeah, Terry O'Reilly, I mean, what a career he had. I mean, we hear stories about him. Obviously, we weren't born when he played in the NHL, but we hear a lot of stories about him in the way he played, he'd go after anybody, right? The famous quote, I don't have time to bleed, with the Boston Bruins. I know my dad's going to like that one, being a Bruins fan. Reed Duthie. The Bruin fans are going to love that one in Oshawa for sure, along with Bobby Orr. They've had some great Bruins in Oshawa. But
well, here you go. 298 penalty minutes in 3 seasons with the Oshawa Generals. 134 points in 154 games. 298. That's wild.
He got drafted before the Leafs won the cup, and he was done before the Leafs won a cup. Or after. But for Boston fans, they're gonna love that comment for the Leafs. But Terry O'Reilly, I mean, don't have time to bleed. Don Cherry's dream player to have other than Bobby Orr. He'll do anything to win, right? Terry O'Reilly. That's one thing that you think when you look up Terry O'Reilly and you see his highlights on the ESPN Classics, and when you look it up on YouTube and stuff, that guy did anything. That guy did anything and more to win, and no one wanted to win more than him. And I think that's pretty cool. And the Oshawa Generals who have had an historic alumni association. I mean, their alumni is second to none in the Ontario Hockey League. Really, it's impressive. So Terry O'Reilly absolutely deserves to be up there. It's a great speech that he had, and I think that it's going to be pretty cool to see who's next for the Oshawa Generals. It's a tough rafters to get into for the amount of guys they have. It's tough to get your number up there for sure.
Yeah. Like, and that makes you think. And again, we're going to be a little selfish here and talk about the Detroit Red Wings, but the amount of time that it took for Sergei Fedorov to get his number to the rafters, that's going to happen this season in the Red Wings centennial year. And I know there was a little, the offer sheet and all that crap. And it's like, well, okay, you got to learn to look past that, because it's, that organization in the Detroit Red Wings, it takes a lot to get your number retired. Gordie Howe, Steve Yzerman, Terry Sawchuk, Nick Lidstrom, obviously Fedorov now, Red Kelly. It's not the Yankees. We're not retiring 100 numbers and putting it out in center field. So it's a prestigious honor to have your number retired by the Detroit Red Wings and by the Oshawa Generals, because 8 names. Like, yeah, that sounds like
you have a
lot,
list of the 8 names, BC,
but it really isn't.
Yeah, I don't have a list, but I do have.
Maybe out of the break.
I can tell you.
Terry O'Reilly was also the guy, if you remember the infamous Rangers and Bruins brawl with Mike Milbury. He was also
Mike Milbury. Oh, man.
Beating the guy with his own shoe. That was legendary.
Climbing in the stand.
Terry O'Reilly was in that too. So,
as I say, I could tell you 2 of the numbers. 4 and 88. Bobby Orr.
Yeah. Lindros.
Eric Lindros.
Tavares,
yeah.
Jack Moore,
man.
Jack Moore.
What a beauty.
So
Shout
it's
out to Jack.
it's
Came to a Welland Jackfish game this year. Shout out to him.
Big Jack Moore guy. But it's Bobby Orr, Red Tilson, Dave Anderchuk, Tony Tanti, Mark
Andrew Chuck.
Savard, Eric Lindros, and John Tavares.
Wow,
Pretty
Savvy.
good list.
I mean, Andrew Chuck. I mean, yeah, like wow. You
Got
got to
an
be a
arena
Hall of
named
Famer.
after him.
Yeah, you got to be
Yeah,
a
I
Hall
mean-
of Famer to be up there in Oshawa.
Most
Yeah.
outstanding player awards named after Red Tilson.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, like
There you go.
that's cool. Props to the Generals too for making it hard. I know they have a lot of names, but
It
props
should
to the
be
Generals.
hard.
Exactly. No, yeah, absolutely. Like, what is so if you play 3 seasons in the Ontario Hockey League, let's say, because if you're really good, you're playing 3 seasons, maybe just 2. If you're an elite,
just
you're only
2,
playing
yeah.
2.
Yeah.
How many? What is the accomplishment nowadays to get your jersey retired in the OHL? If you're playing 2 seasons, you have to have 2 100-point seasons, in my opinion, with a chance to win a championship.
Yeah, like you would think that potentially Hockey Hall of Fame has to be on there. I don't think it does.
Yeah,
Taylor Hall's the exception to that. You win 2 Memorial Cups. Yeah, you're going to have your number retired. If you were a point per game guy, that makes sense. Yeah, like if you're really good and you're projected to be a top 5 pick in the NHL and you're going to go to the NHL the year after you were drafted,
Connor
or
McDavid
that fall. Yeah, McDavid, 100%. He played 3 hell of seasons. Like, yeah, that makes sense. It's weird. Like, you have to have the discussion. Should they wait until after their hockey career's over or while they're still playing? McDavid, I think, while he's still playing, yeah, you could do that. That's an easy one.
Taylor Hall, Patrick Kane, Corey Perry,
yeah.
those guys, Drew Doughty.
Yeah, those are pretty easy ones. But
Jeff
I think
Skinner, Landeskog.
I think there's also a little there is a little something to be had about the argument. Maybe they should wait till their playing career's over, see how they do at the next level, because their hockey career, yes, it technically doesn't start in the Ontario Hockey League. They've been playing hockey since 4 years old and trying to work their way up to the OHL and then to the NHL. But I don't know. I think that could not be a stipulation, but you think of some of the teams that don't have any numbers retired, and I think for us 3 specifically, Bulldogs don't have any numbers retired right now. The Ice Dogs don't have any numbers retired right now. Niagara, the first names that come to mind are the Hamiltons, for sure.
Yeah.
Mark
Visentin had success
Petrangelo was
too.
there. Agazino was there. Verhaeghe now has 2 cups. Or does he have 3?
3.
Yeah, he's got 3. Is that it? Do you have to win a Stanley Cup?
How many years in Niagara was Verhaeghe there?
Strome was in
Whole
Niagara.
career.
Yeah, he was there his whole career.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, he had some big seasons.
It's interesting to think about. I think in the grand scheme of things of the franchise, Akil Thomas wouldn't be a bad number. We'll see how he does in the pro ranks, but he had one hell of an OHL career. In Brantford, I think it's easy to say Nick Lardis wouldn't be a bad idea one day.
No, Brantford's going to be the first. Brantford will be the first person that's recognized is going to be Michael Andlauer and Matt Turek. It has to be. Before
Andlauer, yeah, but they don't have numbers.
Yeah, but Michael Andlauer brought hockey to Brantford after 40 years. Michael Andlauer is not the owner of the Bulldogs. I don't know if they ever go to Brantford.
Well, probably not.
It's a lot.
Well, the city of Hamilton's pretty crappy to the hockey team, so I don't think it would have mattered who was owning the team.
Yeah, valid. I just think Michael Andlauer has to be the first person that's recognized, and I think with Matt Turek, what he's done there, obviously Nick Lardis with the 70-goal season's huge, but he missed time.
I'd say Steve Staios. Steve Staios should be up there before Turek.
But Staios is a Hamilton guy. He has 2 OHL championships.
But that's where you have to. That's where you have to make the difference. Does it matter if it's Hamilton or Brantford, or is it the Bulldogs organization altogether?
I think it does now. It matters because they're not going back. But I just think
so. You wouldn't recognize Logan Morrison and Arbor Jacki?
Well, that's a good point.
Arbor, no, because he played half a season. I don't think that's enough.
No, I agree with that.
I'm just saying guys like that had that impact.
Yeah, if you're gonna do Arbor Jacki, you do Mason McTavish,
like Isaac Nurse.
Yeah, true.
Who played his whole career there.
Does it matter about draft stock, where you were drafted? Does that matter?
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good point, Brandon. Yeah. No, it's a tough it's a tough discussion, right?
Yeah. No, like I say, for them, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Obviously, me wanting a builder, up there.
Yeah.
I mean, like London has Pete James, like
Yep.
longtime reporter. I think, I mean, with Don Cameron and Kitchener, I think
Absolutely.
Michael Landlauer, Brantford has to be done.
Yeah.
Mark it down and affect Michael Landlauer. But I just think that that the impact that he's had in Brantford is huge. And I mean, also, if you talk about Niagara, I know it wasn't a good ending. You know, it's probably not going to happen in a long time. But what about the Burke family bringing junior hockey to Niagara?
Yeah, I think it's different. There was no championship.
Valid.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference championships
They ran
are
into some
impressive.
good
Don't
London
get me
teams.
wrong, but
I think
that
this
was
needs
it.
to be its own show discussion.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Because that's actually the top two topics after our break. Is,
Let us know on
what the
social
Guelph Storm
media.
and Kitchen Rangers are doing. Man, we should have a
Yeah.
special retired numbers special. That'd be fun. We'll do that one.
Oh,
day.
we could go
That'll
on.
be a
We
live
could go
show.
on.
We'll do live. We'll do that live one day.
We could go on for hours about retirements. Like every
Yeah.
single team, we could name someone right now that should have their jersey retired. In a builder for sure, like 2 for each team.
Yeah, we could.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. Yeah, that might be a good idea for a live show one day. So we'll keep your eyes posted. That might be something coming up in the future. So, before we do hit the break, though, let's get to the players of the week in the Ontario Hockey League, and we're going to start with the player of the week, Ethan Zada. He returns from Tampa Bay Lightning camp and helps the Ice Dogs sweep Michigan. 2 games, 3 goals, 2 assists for a total of 5 points. Also a +6 for the Niagara Ice Dogs. That included a shutout of the Flint Firebirds and a shootout win over the Saginaw Spirit, where it seemed like everybody was going to score except one Spirit. And the Ice Dogs prevailed in the shootout. To the goaltender of the week in the Ontario Hockey League, it's Joey Costanzo from the Windsor Spitfires, a man who started his career in Niagara, but he played 2 games. He was 2-0, 0.5 goals against average, .980 save percentage, including a donut, and 48 saves for Mr. Costanzo. So congratulations to him. Colin Ward, we witnessed this in person. Caleb Malhotra, rookie of the week. He had 5 points in the Bulldogs' only game this week. Was also a +4. But a line to definitely watch out for this season for any fans around the Ontario Hockey League. Cooper Dennis, Caleb Malhotra, and Aiden O'Donnell. All 3 of those guys. It's hard to see them being split up anytime soon. So if you get a chance when the Bulldogs are in town or you want to make the trip to Brantford, that's a line to circle on your score sheet. So
the draft eligible line.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
the draft eligible line. They're clicking for sure right now.
Yeah, and then the prospect of the week, Alex Forrest from the Cambridge Red Hawks, of course, being coached by former NHLer Todd Bertuzzi. He had 1 goal and 4 assists in 2 games for the Cambridge Red Hawks in the Greater Ontario Hockey League. I got to see this guy play with St. Catharines as a 16 before getting drafted, and he might have been 16 at the time. But he was part of the reason, and St. Catharines was a wagon. It's not just because of Forrest, but he was all over the Brantford Titans in round number 2 last year. Forrest was very dominant in the Greater Ontario. At that time, I can say it, at the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League playoffs, and Forrest was a big part of why St. Catharines went all the way to the finals. And they lost to Chatham, but Forrest was a really big piece for St. Catharines in that playoff run. So congratulations to him. He's humming to start his Go career. He's been really good for Cambridge. I shouldn't say start his career. Career started last year, but to start his season, he's been really good. So that's where we hit the break. When it's a little bit late in the show, but oh well, who cares? We need some water. We'll be all right. But the Guelph Storm Kitchener Rangers are going to show off some history, a little bit more than they currently are. We'll get to that coming up. Being better is a big topic of discussion in the next segment, and then. Well, the power rankings are out, so we'll discuss that too. That's coming up next here on the OHL in 60 podcast.
Butt ends are hockey stick grips, specifically for the top of the stick, designed to replace traditional clock tape. They're made of rubber and offer a more consistent and comfortable grip than tape, aiming to improve performance and reduce slippage. Butt ends are an alternative to regular stick tape that provide enhanced grip and comfort, are durable, reusable, and consistent with the ability to reduce vibration. The grips are available in a variety of styles, designs, colors, and even have options for specific player names. At Butt Ends, they are committed to providing the world's highest quality stick grips and continue to bring new technology and ideas with each new grip design, regardless of sport. Alex Petrangelo, Akil Thomas, Max Domi, Aiden Hill, and Tim Stutzla are just a name of few who have proudly used Butt Ends for peak performance at the NHL level. Check them out at buttendswithaz.com and use our referral code buttends.com/discount/armchairgm to get 10% off your order as part of our community. Engineered for greatness and performance. Butt Ends, the #1 grip in hockey.
Fourth Wall is the official merchandise supplier of the Armchair GM Sports Network. Our user-friendly site is print to order with no minimum items or inventory needed, shipped right to your doorstep safely and efficiently from their North American warehouse. All of our logos are available to supporters, listeners, and viewers can have the best variety available to them for their swag preferences. All items are priced as low as possible, allowing everybody who wants to support our business with the opportunity to do so, receiving quality and comfortable products in return. Shop today at fourthwall.com with the direct link to our Armchair merch store in the description of all episodes and in the bio of all of our social media accounts. Become an Armchair GM today with Fourth Wall.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
Welcome back to the OHL in 60 podcast with Colin Ward. I'm Reece Doumani. Thanks so much for tuning into our third episode of the new season. If you're joining us video form, I'm sorry you have to look at us on the Armchair GM Sports Network. If you're on any audio platform, you guys are the real winners tonight because you don't have to look at us. So we're probably going to make that joke all year long. So please stay tuned in for that stuff because, yeah, we like it. So we'll move on. Next topic of discussion, the Guelph Storm unveiling the Legends of the Storm exhibit. Essentially celebrate another year of hockey in the Royal City and the 25th anniversary of the Sleeman Center. Hey, that building does not look 25 years old. The mall attached to it looks 75 years old. But other than that, the arena looks pretty damn good. Ribbon, it's amazing what a ribbon does to an arena. The fact that you can light that thing up with ads like a goal, animation, like penalty, whatever the case might be. So, essentially this will show tribute to the Guelph Biltmore Mad Hatters. What a name.
Sweet name.
Are
they going to do one of those names
of
this year?
course, and the Storm. What's up?
I wonder if they're going to do one of those games this year instead of the jock straps.
Oh,
The jock
strap uniforms. So,
Yeah,
man, that gets to the next part of this story. So, so I mentioned all those teams, the Mad Hatters, Platers, Storm, and the many players to don these jerseys over the years. So does that include donning the jockstrap jersey? That'd be Jet Luchenko was back for that, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I think he was. So I'm sure he'll be in there one day. But this is pretty cool.
Quite the names, eh?
Thinking of guys that were on the ice, of course, Todd Bertuzzi was there. You think of the Guelph Storm line that the Detroit Red Wings had, Colin. Not to say that all three of those guys are going to be there, but the Robbie Fabry, Pius Suter, Tyler Bertuzzi, all of those guys there.
That's a long year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Gary Roberts, Jeff O'Neill, of course, Ryan Callahan. So this is going to be pretty cool. I mean, if you think off the ice, Larry Malotte's got to be number one, I would think, or close to it. Yep. The great former radio voice of the Guelph Storm. But, I think every team's got to have something like this. I know it'd be awesome if Brantford could. Kitchener, we're going to get to in just a second. London's got theirs, their Hall of Fame. Niagara, you've got the St. Catharines Sports Hall of Fame, but if you had some sort of Ice Dogs thing, once they hit like 20 years or something, that'd be pretty sweet. But this is cool. This is cool that the Guelph Storm are going to do it. There's not a ton of room in the Sleeman Center. I know they're going to do some renos, but this is going to be a really nice addition and a really nice spot to visit if they get the Memorial Cup.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, 2 Mem Cup teams with bids looking to update their arenas in a historic way, you could say. And I think that this is a good occasion. I mean, we know who the next group's going to be. Drew Doughty's going to be at the top of that list. But I think that Guelph, great players. I mean, O'Dog, Gary Roberts. Like, it's exciting to see Todd Bertuzzi. That's cool. It's going to be neat to see Guelph. I mean, maybe Tom McCollum would be on there.
Oh, man, I have a Guelph Storm hockey card of Tommy McCollum.
Man, he had success for the Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and then he was the bright future of the Red Wings, and then that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But
yikes.
Yeah.
Like so many.
It's a good word.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. That's neat, for sure.
And then let's head up the road to Kitchener, the Level of Legacy. And they've already got their first 2 inductees. Pete DeBoer and Brian Bellows will be the first 2 into the Level of Legacy for the Kitchener Rangers organization. So, this includes banner installations, video tributes, commemorative plaques. There's a legacy committee that'll oversee future nominations to essentially ensure fairness for anyone to be honored this way in the Kitchener Rangers organization. Pete DeBoer, his enshrinement ceremony will be on November 7th, and then Brian Bellows, his will take place on January 9th of 2026. So Pete DeBoer, I mean, that's a pretty good name to go in first. 2 OHL championships, Memorial Cup. He's the most successful GM and coach in Rangers history, so that's a pretty nice start for the Kitchener Rangers. The number of names that are hanging from the rafters. Pete DeBoer, I would say, is a good first one for this level of legacy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Both guys, Brian Bellows and Pete DeBoer, 2 staples in that Rangers organization, had a massive part of their success in building what the Rangers are in their times there. I agree 100%. 2 great guys to start it off here for the Kitchener Rangers. I mean, it's a tough list to crack, right? It's hard to crack that right away. Great organization like Kitchener. So congrats to those 2 gentlemen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our probably favorite segment early on this season of the OHL in 60 podcast. Be better. Anyone out there, be better. We don't call people out by name, but, be better. Just be better. We've already gone over Sudbury, so we're not going to worry about them. But that was a tough-looking arena in Kingston, both in their home opener and this past week. Yeah. And they wanted a Memorial Cup. No, there's a lot of things building-wise, logistics-wise, location of the arena that go into getting awarded a Memorial Cup. Having fans show up is a big part of it, and whether that's the Frontenac's fault, whether it's the city of Kingston, whether whoever's issue this is, it's got to be resolved. The Frontenacs have too much history. The city of Kingston has too much hockey history for that building to be that empty. For a home opener, for sure, and then for the Sioux Greyhounds coming to town. What's going on, Wardy?
They've had
you were behind this one.
They've had a lot of success there too, like team-wise. I mean, obviously not winning like championships, but they've had good players there. I mean, they've had first overall picks there. They've had first-round picks there. Like, they've had good players there. They've had talent. I think that obviously the arena, the parking situation, and the cost of Kingston is something. You can go to Ottawa for less price if you're a Frontenacs fan, right? Like, that's just the way it is there in Kingston. But I think that with
I believe that was a Sens game too. That message we got. That was going to a Sens game, not even a 67s game.
Yeah. Like, it's like, I just think with Kingston, it's a really nice arena. I love the arena there. They have a really good spot. Cool spot too. Just no parking there. I can't figure that out. Like, the parking situation there is very hard. And it's a hefty price as well to park there for OHL market. So it's unfortunate for sure. A great arena. I wish they would just do a little bit more with the school, maybe deal with Queens a little more. Like, obviously Queens being at the other side of the city isn't ideal, but at the same point, like, university town, you have to do that. You have to have a good relationship with the university. So maybe Kingston could do that, but I'm more concerned about the Kingston Frontenac's attendance than I am Brampton and teams that are also like that have also been a focal point of attendance around the league. And I'm more nervous about Kingston just because, yes, it's happened. It's been a thing for a long time, but at the end of the day, we gotta do better here. Like, we have to do more with the community. Like, we have to let more people be able to experience a Frontenac's game for everyone. And I think that starts with the university. But hopefully that improves on because I want to see that building full. I've never saw it full. They have a sweet goal horn. European anthem, it looks like. It sounds like, but they have it's a great spot. I just hope that, they can figure it out there.
Yeah, that's the thing. And we were talking about this beforehand that, Brampton, you're not going to Brampton expecting to sell out every night. If people thought that was going to happen, whether you're with the Brampton Steelheads organization or not, I mean, you just got to go look at the history in Mississauga and how many sellouts they've had. You weren't going to increase the chances of having one by moving to Brampton or 8 minutes up the road. So that's not really part of this discussion. This is more a market that's established in the Ontario Hockey League for a number of years that, has had not a ton of playoff success in the last 10 years, but you're right, Colin. They've had great players. Like, yes, you shipped off Jason Robertson at the trade deadline, but you had him for most of his OHL career. Shane Wright was a number 1 overall pick to the Kingston Frontenacs. Like, a number of players have gone through King. Yeah, like they've had a number, and you've got arguably a top 5 broadcaster in OHL history there in Jimmy Grillchrist. Now, there aren't a ton of people going to games and putting Jimmy on in their ears when they're at the game. Some people, I'm sure, do, but yeah, I mean, could be you want to listen to Jimmy G at home for sure, absolutely could be. But I mean, yeah, you would think that we would see a ton more butts and seats in that building. I've never been. I can't speak on the experience of being in the building. I can just go based off of what you're telling me, Colin Ward, and that is outrageous to park for an OHL game. Especially when you think about the Kitchener Rangers, it's free. Windsor Spitfires, it's free. Brantford Bulldogs, it's free. Even at the parking garage up the street, it's paid parking throughout the day. And I think at some point into the night, but if there's Bulldogs game, then it's free. They free it up. They want people to come to downtown. They want people to spend money elsewhere than on parking. So that's a huge concern because $25 for parking, maybe you don't go for a drink before the game or go for a nap before the game or whatever the case might be. You don't go to a, I don't know, tchotchke shop or something before. I don't know, that takes away $25. It doesn't seem like a lot, but
plus in the arena.
Yeah, there you go. So I hope they can figure it out. Whether it's like, and you mentioned Queens is, all the way across town, but there's like some sort of shuttle service where you get a student discount for your ticket and you pay like, I don't know, $5 to take a shuttle there and back from the university. That'd be awesome. I'd go. That'd be sweet. Are you kidding me? Like, if I wasn't part of the Ice Dogs organization when I was in school, for sure I'd be at least 2-3 games a month. Just because the OHL is awesome. But it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who has to be better there, Wardy. Somebody's got to be a little bit better to try and get butts and seats there.
Yeah, I just wish it was easier to attend a game. I wish it was just more, I guess, smoother. A smoother transition going to a game there. I wish it was easier.
And then my be better, and this isn't directed at anybody in the OHL, at least early on this year. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt first year that Brantford was in Brantford, but let's stop calling Brantford Brampton. Come on. Brantford's been in Brantford longer than Brampton's been in Brampton. How are people still mixing this up? There's been a few podcasts out there that have interviewed a few players from the Brantford Bulldogs, and there's been some Brampton slip-ups. Like, come on. It's getting old now. Let's figure it out. This is year number 3 in the Civic Center. We have plans to build a new arena with shovels in the ground by as early as this fall. Come on. Let's be better. Let's not get those two mixed up.
Is it like Hamilton?
Starting
Oh,
to do.
man.
I know you guys love that one too, the Hamilton.
That was
Yeah.
tough. That still happens. That still happens a lot, BC. That still happens a lot. But
Well, so I don't think we
Yeah.
need the Twitter poll. That was pretty nonchalant, BC. So I think we've made our decision. It's BC. I don't think we need a Twitter poll now.
Thank God.
Brandon
Picture?
was not for that.
But it's
But-
put a picture of BCAP on there.
Yeah, man. BCAP, you
Bro,
gotta get a
who-
photo on here or something.
No, I'm
BC now speaking. Dang, I just did BCAP again. I gotta get used to it. But we'll be all right.
It's your
Oh, yeah.
show. I'm just the voice of God on your show. I don't.
That's a fine for me.
It's like it's like it's like I forget what movie it was, but and who it was now, but I'll maybe off air I'll remember it, but that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, no, I like that term, BC.
Yeah, BC it is. We figured one thing out on this show. Another thing we'll figure out. I don't know if we're going to figure it out or not, but the power rankings, the last thing we have to go through before we wrap things up, and quite a bit of movement this week in the Ontario Hockey League. The Attack, 67s, climbing the ladder. And again, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can see this on your screen, but for anyone listening to us in audio form, this is what things look like. Number 16, the Brampton Steelheads do not move. The Peterborough Petes are at 15. They don't move either. Saginaw Spirit dropped 5 spots. They're 14th. Guelph Storm dropped 2. They're 13th. The Oshawa Generals move up 1 spot to number 12. The winless London Knights -6 spots to number 11. Part of Overreaction Tuesday here on the OHL 60 podcast. Me wording it that way. Barrie Colts down 4 spots to number 10. North Bay Battalion down 2 spots to number 9. Ottawa 67s. There you go. +9. They are now on the top row.
Rightly so.
Yeah, they're undefeated, so they're number 8. Good for them. Sioux Greyhounds move up a fairly decent chunk too. They're up 3 spots to number 7. Kingston Frontenac's up 2 spots to number 6. Owen Sound Attack up 9 spots as well. They're number 5. Kitchener down 2 to number 4. Niagara up 1 to number 3 after they swept Michigan. Bulldogs up 1 to number 2. And then the Windsor Spitfires do not move. They are the number 1 team in the OHL power rankings. You know what? I think this is the first time that I've fully agreed with this list.
Yeah. I'm in
Or
agreement.
pretty close to it.
Yeah,
This is pretty spot on. Shout out to the OHL for this one. This is very spot on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on this one too. Like, I think that like Ottawa, Owen Sound, if you have another week, you move into the top 5 for sure. Obviously, Owen Sound at 5, but for Ottawa standpoint, like if you have another good week, yeah, absolutely, you move into the top 5 and join those 2 other undefeated teams if they remain undefeated. But no, I agree. I think it's looking how it should. Obviously, in a month is when the debates start, and that'll be fun. In the middle of the pack, because in another month, the top 3 teams, like last year it was London, then everybody else. This year, it's going to be interesting. The top 3 teams are going to be an actual debate. It's going to be closer at the start of the year, so it's exciting to see where things go.
Yeah,
Windsor plays 2 and 3 this week.
Yeah.
Thursday,
Saturday.
Yep. Brantford goes back to back as well. They go Friday and Saturday, both at home. So that's 2 games in less than 24 hours.
Brantford's in Niagara next Thursday too.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even make that one. I live 10 minutes from the arena. I'm not even going to be there.
So are we going to be number 1 by then?
No. I don't know. Maybe. Windsor goes on a free fall.
I'm not going to put we in there. I'm very nonpartisan.
Good answer.
Nobody knows what we meant.
Yeah. We. What? No, we. Love it. So those are the power rankings after week number 2 in the Ontario Hockey League concludes. And, well, it's just week number 3 coming up this week. Everyone, we appreciate it, as always, for you tuning in on the OHL and 60 podcast. We're just getting started. Just week number 3. We've got a ton more coming up for you. Another exciting week of OHL action for you. Again, if you have some time to tune in, no bias whatsoever. Tune in to Windsor and Brantford on Saturday. 4 o'clock start at the TD Civic Center. That's going to be a dogfight. That is going to be a really fun game to watch. And if you do have some time, even if it's for 5 minutes, I think that's going to be the game of the week, and I don't think it's close. So that's could be a preview of the OHL finals. At least we think it is with our preseason predictions. So Windsor Brantford, 4 o'clock on Saturday. As to everybody tuning in via video or audio, thank you for listening. We always really appreciate it. Especially shout out to the OGs. We hadn't done it yet, which is pretty bad of us. We're pretty bad hosts for doing this. Matty Rowe out west, always appreciate the listen from him and the interactions on social media. The Urbanowitz, Brad.
Go Jays, go Jays.
Always
Go
appreciate
Jays.
it as well. Get the messages on Twitter, and we have some good chats. So shout out to Maddie and to Brad for always tuning in, and for everyone else as well. If you want to interact with us, for sure, our Twitter handles are on your screen right now. Although Collins doesn't have an @ so that's a fine. But
well, I've actually never even changed it. I mean, if you look up my name, it'll pop up.
Bruh. No, I mean, like, as in, like, when you tag someone, you have to put @ and then the name.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I was told just put in the name of my Twitter, so I did.
Oh, so it's BC's fault. Oh,
no,
okay.
It's not BC's fault. It's on me. It's on me. I didn't think it was a big deal.
No. I'm just yanking your chain. You're good. But we appreciate the listen every single week. Thanks so much. Enjoy all the action this week and this weekend around the Ontario Hockey League. For Colin Ward, I'm Reece Doumani. We will chat again in 7 days.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.